everyone in Katribu. This is Dina Ventura. Welcome to Spotlight. Last Friday, we got a chance to sit down one-on-one with Miss Universe 2015 Pia Wurtzbach. She had just arrived in London to join her family, and she shared with Daily Tribune her life over this past weeks during the pandemic. Please watch.
I'm not gonna really talk about the 5-1 talk too much, just a little bit. But how have you been during this quarantine? What has kept you busy?
So I was in Manila for the whole of this whole quarantine period, and then last week I arrived here in the UK. So I've been here for more than a week now. Here in the UK, you're required to do a home quarantine when you arrive from another country. So then I still have a few more days to go, and then I'm free. Not to go everywhere. I'm not gonna do that, but it means I can get out of the house and the gym, get groceries, stuff like that.
So you've been in isolation for how many days now? For how long?
I arrived Saturday, so Saturday. So yeah, so on Saturday, that's 2 weeks already. So
what's that like? I mean, I've never experienced such a thing to be separate.
I was able to do 4 months in Manila, and I barely left in Manila. Only, I guess, to do groceries maybe 3 times ever in the 4 months. And I did a shoot for some endorsements before I left. But even then, we were very careful. We had testing done. We made sure that everybody got tested before the shoot started. And they were also very safe. Everybody was wearing PPEs, practicing social distancing, wearing masks. So I felt very safe. But so I felt like, I was able to do the 4 months in Manila. I'm pretty sure I can do 2 weeks here, no problem. So I'm almost done anyway. And then I'll be able to see my family. So even my family, they visit, but then we only see each other through the gate. We don't come close to each other because we just want to make sure, I don't want to, if in case I am, I don't want to take any risks.
Yes.
So better to be safe.
So your family's okay. Everybody's okay in your family.
Yeah. So my family lives here in the UK. Actually, that's why I'm here. My sister is here. My niece, my nephew's here. My mom is also here. They live nearby, only about 40 minutes away. So they've been feeding me, dropping off groceries. And
I saw a post about the adobo or something.
yeah, and then my mom also, she passed by the other day, but I forgot to take pictures. But she vlogged it. She vlogged it through her camera, and she dropped off so much food. I think I'm good for the whole week.
Wow.
So yeah.
Pia, what are your thoughts about this pandemic? I mean, I know you've been very busy with your work, and I'm sure you've been in constant touch with your family through internet or something, or social media. But have you had time to reflect on this situation in the world?
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of time to reflect. I learned a lot of lessons during these past few months when I was in Manila and even being here in the UK. I am so grateful for the little things now. I don't think I'm ever going to take a walk in the park for granted. My morning cup of coffee, a hug from my niece, all of these little things that don't really cost much, or cost not anything at all. I realized that life is really just so simple. And a lot of the things that we surround ourselves, like material things, are useless.
Yes.
Yes. So those are just some of the things I realized. I feel like being in this pandemic has forced me, yes, to stop, working and being on my own. But I've also grown so much. And I just realized so many things. I learned, just to mention a few, I learned that a lot of work can be done at home.
Nais po naming humingi ng paumanhin sa anumang pag-aalalang naidulot ng ating bills ngayong Mayo at Hunyo. Di po namin inasahan ang naging hirap para sa ating lahat dulot ng COVID-19 pandemic.
Pero nakapagbasa na kami ng Metro, kaya ang May at June bills ay may actual meter reading na ng inyong konsumo. Ito ay maaaring bayaran ng installment depende sa inyong konsumo noong February 2020. Kung wala sa bahay o sarado ang shop noong ECQ, makikita ang adjustment sa inyong bills ng Mayo o Hunyo. Kung nabayaran na ang inyong estimated March at April bills, pwede itong i-refund sa aming business centers or i-apply sa susunod na bills. Para naman sa mga di nakatanggap ng bill noong Mayo, huwag pong mabigla kung mataas ang ating bill sa Hunyo dahil sakop nito ang inyong nakonsumo noong ECQ. Pero para makagaan, 1/4 lang muna nito ang kailangan bayaran. Ang balanse, pwedeng i-installment.
At good news, bumaba ang overall electricity rates ng 2 centavos per kilowatt hour ngayong Hunyo. 2 buwan nang magkasunod ang pagbaba ng rates. Hanggang sa susunod na Meralco Advisory.
Ikaw ba ay may pack na cooking skills at bonggang-bonggang level of singing performance? Kung oo, baka ikaw na ang hinahanap na Phoenix Super LPG Calderoque Royalty. Para sumali, sundin lamang ang nasa website ng Phoenix Super LPG Calderoque at i-upload ang inyong best video na kumakanta habang nagluluto. I-like at i-follow ang Phoenix Super LPG page. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Sarap pala magluto. Sali na!
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Yes.
And I actually am more productive now because then I can do back-to-back interviews. Like I just did the MOR and then now I'm doing this one and I can do a whole lot more. Whereas when you have, yes, you don't have to physically drive to the studio, get ready. And then with that, you can only do 1 or 2 interviews a day. But with this, I can do so much. And then also, I am connected with friends and family that I haven't spoken to in a while. So even friends that I haven't reached out to in a while, friends from grade school or friends from previous pageant years, I feel closer to them, even though I'm not with them physically, because I'm talking to them almost every day. I feel closer to people now, which it's weird. It's ironic, no? Like physically not close, but like emotionally closer.
Connected. Yeah. It's one of the ironies of this pandemic. So, speaking of lessons learned, let's segue to education. So now you're endorsing an online education platform, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, can you tell us?
You know, anything that gives me the chance to reach out to more Filipinos to help them, especially during this time, is important to me. I've been finding my purpose since the pandemic by doing what little help I can to reach out. For example, in last March, when the pandemic started, I did a little donation drive for face masks. At that time, face masks were still kind of hard to get to find, and hospitals were running out. So I made that my focus, and then slowly shifting to WWF Philippines, and then now I am partnering with 51 Talk to promote opportunities for Filipinos to become online English teachers, which is perfect because I know for a fact that everybody in the Philippines knows how to speak good English, and this is something I'm really proud of. In fact, when I was Miss Universe, people would ask me, "How do you speak English so good?" And I'm like, "This is just the way everybody is back home." Yeah, like we're so good at English. And also, we know that a lot of Filipinos have lost their jobs because of the situation we're at right now. So this is perfect, a perfect opportunity for them. And if I'm able to promote it and reach out to more Filipinos, so then they can um, keep themselves busy and then find an opportunity for them to earn, yes, then why not?
Yeah. So is it easy to become an online English teacher?
So with 5-1 Talk, I've learned it already. You don't have to be a English teacher by profession. All you need is to be a college graduate of any course, and you just have a good command in English, and that's it. And then you can do the application online. You don't even have to go to any office physically. Everything is done online. So as long as you have a desktop or a laptop, you have stable internet connection and kind of like a quiet space like this where you can teach without distractions, then you're good. So I mean, I think most of us have that anyway, especially nowadays. I think almost everybody has internet. I mean, so this is an opportunity for them to earn.
Very good, nice. Okay, so speaking of still in the line of education, but not really about 5-1 Talk anymore. Who would you consider as your mentors in your life?
Oh wow,
Will
I
you
have.
important things or lessons?
Oh, I have a lot of mentors. I meet my mentors through the different challenges that I went through in my life. A lot of them come from my pageant days, because those were the days where I failed as an I think I failed. Yeah, I failed as an actress in the Philippines. I wasn't a very popular one. I didn't think that I didn't have like kind of like a stable career. I was unsure what to do with myself and my life, and I found family in my mentors where they saw potential in me, and then they said, you know what, you could become a beauty queen if you wanted to. And then I was like, really? Like, are you sure? So then, that gave me the confidence to start working on myself. They are my mentors, even up to this day, and I owe them a lot. And I still go back to my mentors from time to time to ask them for advice. For example, my Q&A teacher then, Attorney Nad Bronce, is my Q&A teacher from my pageant days. And I just love speaking to him because he's just full of wisdom. And every time I sit down with him, even for 5 minutes, I feel like taking down notes. I feel like we're back to those days where I'm still a student because I'm picking up so much. A good friend of mine, Attorney Pia Wurtzbach, is my attorney, but she's also my friend. And every time I speak to her, she gives me so much advice and so much input and just so many life lessons. Like I don't even think she realizes how much she teaches me. And I love those are the people that I know, but then there are also people who I don't know that I watch on TV who I feel like are my mentors in some way. So I guess there's a teacher in every one of us.
Yeah, I know. And so, what about you? Are you a mentor to anyone?
Well, I want to be. I hope so.
Like your family or in your circle? Anybody who ever told you now you are my mentor?
Whoa, nobody's ever said that to me. Nobody's ever said that to me, but I aim to be. You know what? And that's what life is all about. You pay it forward. Whatever you've learned, whoever helped you, you kind of want to be that person who helps somebody else this time. Just going back to pageants, I like teaching girls, like the new generation of candidates now or queens. I like sharing my knowledge. I like sharing my ideas. I'm not madamot with those things because if it weren't for mentors or previous winners who gave the time and the knowledge to teach me, I would not become a Miss Universe. So like it feels so good to just pass it on to other queens, and it's really a nice feeling watching other people grow and knowing that you were part of that growth.
In the days ahead, we need to lean on the values that make us a great company, the Malasakit, for which we are known. And the understanding that, as San Miguel, we stand for something far greater than ourselves. That we have the responsibility to extend a hand to those who most need it. It is our sense of duty and obligation, pagkakaisa and malasakit, that will see us through these difficult times. Kwentong Malasakit.
With these cell sites, it affords us better cooperation and communication with the outside world, because it is vital for FU and RMF to have this. We are now dependent on this cellular signal, and it has helped us a lot. Connectivity is not a problem because we allowed these cell sites to prevail and to be on our roof deck and our helipad. Hindi tayo mawalan ng signal sa lahat ng rooms namin dahil may cell site tayo sa taas. It's one of our major advantages. I think that's the greatest decision that I was a part of, because if not, we would probably be in a worse case right now. I'm thankful that we allowed these cell sites to be installed. I'd like to think and hope that all hospitals have that. We have not had any case of cancer regarding cell sites. As a matter of fact, we employ many cell sites and many boosters inside the hospital. For us, it has saved lives. I think with this new normal, we have realized that we are more dependent on this technology. Cell sites, if not connectivity, are a must.
Very nicely said. And Pia, what can you tell us why you think teaching or education is important?
We're constantly growing. Even no matter how old you think you are or how much you already know, there's still like the world out there. There's still so much to see, to learn, to understand. And I love that. Why should we stop learning? It is very important. It helps us grow. It helps us realize the important things. It helps us to become better people. It helps us to go in the right direction. It's a part of life. We have to continue learning. We can't stop. And that's why it's so important. To me, you can't go through life without being a student. So we have to keep learning.
Have you been busy doing other things like reading books or, doing things around your house? Were you able to have time for those things during this quarantine?
Yeah, there's more time to work on myself. In fact, every Friday I have a little session with my girlfriends from grade school and my sisters from my pageant days, where we have a little session of us women, and we have a life coach. Her name's Sarah Suyom, and she teaches us how to live a triggerless life. Um, I love it. Like it just, and then we check up on each other every week. So that's what I'm doing on the side, just to to continue learning, and to, because I don't learn. I learn from having self-awareness and working on myself, but I also learn from hearing the women around me and hearing their stories, and I pick up from them too. Aside from that, I love reading self-help books. It's as a kid, my favorite was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. I started with that book, and then eventually to the adult version, Highly Effective People. And I mean, self-help books have been my go-to. I'm not a big reader of fiction or novels. Yeah, I like real stuff that I can apply in real life.
Never
So
mga romance, no novels.
no, not really. No, mas gusto ko yung yung makaka-relate ako sa totoong buhay. So, yeah, those are some of the books that I really love reading. And even online, I know a lot of us now, we have very short attention spans. So, I like following accounts that give you just positive quotes and motivational quotes, and coping techniques on how to cope with stress, how to cope with anxiety, how to cope with overthinking, or whatever you might be going through, especially during this time of pandemic. So mental health is something that I love learning about. I'm very interested in the field. I mean, I always used to say, if I wasn't a beauty queen, or if I had the chance to go to college, I would have probably taken up psychology. So
You'll do well in that field.
thank you. That's
But
a
you're able to express yourself very well, and your thoughts are very helpful, I think. So
thank you.
since you spend a lot of time on social media, also, I'm sure you've encountered the black and white challenge on Facebook.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about that? Because that's very popular right now among women.
Yeah. So I got so many invites about it. And then at first I was like, ano kaya to? Like, what is this kind of trend going on? And I wanted to make sure I wasn't just jumping on the bandwagon and trying to promote something I wasn't really, that was a trap. You know what I mean? It's nowadays, you have to be careful. But I mean, so many of my closest friends and really women that I respect tagged me in it. So I was like, let me do a post. So I did. But then part of it, kasi you have to reach out to 50 other women.
Yes.
And so I did that. And you know what? The fun part about this is not actually the posting of the picture in black and white. The fun part is when you start DMing the other women that you want to nominate. That's the fun part. Because I started messaging just like anybody I could think of. And then, kasi nga 50, you run out of, okay, first you go through your closest friends. Good. You go through your family. Good. You'll run out. And then you'll have to like really dig and think, who haven't I reached to in a while? So then I just started messaging friends that I haven't spoken to in a while, and then it became a conversation where it's like, girl, kumusta ka na? Tagal na kita hindi makakausap pa. Parang, send ka naman ng picture, ganyan. And then now it's a conversation. So I'm like, I like this movement because yeah, we're posting a black and white photo and it's all nice, but people don't know what's going on in the DMs. That's where the real connection happens.
Oh, that's a good one. So I suppose you can't tell how many invited you to post your
Yeah.
photos. Countless ones. So
Yeah.
last, what can you say about the Miss Supranational leaving the Binibining Philippines?
Okay, I only heard about this today. I woke up to the news. I don't know much information about it yet, honestly, but I mean, am I understanding this right? That the franchise is leaving Pinipining Pilipinas
Yes,
pageant?
that's what I heard.
Okay. Um, well, I don't know why. I'm still not sure of like the details on why this happened, but or whose decision it was, Binibinis or Miss Supranational. Um, I My concern is always for the girl or the girls that are going to compete. Because I know with Binibini and I've experienced this before years ago where Cindy Miranda, oh no, not was it Cindy Miranda? It was, but I had batchmates before who won a specific crown and they didn't end up competing because then the franchise was gone when they were about to leave. So um, I'm more concerned about the girls because this is a dream, eh? This is a dream to be able to represent your country internationally. So I think this is a developing story. I'm gonna read up more on it, but my concern will always be for the girl.
And then lastly, a message for our viewers. How can they still be confidently beautiful with a heart during this pandemic?
Well, that's hard. Even for me, I still have days where I get overwhelmed with what I hear and what I see in the news, and it's really tough trying to stay positive or having a positive mindset. But what I want to remind everybody is what you can control is your mindset. Um, what you can control is how you react to things. Do I let this bring me down? Do I let this anger me? Or do I use this energy for something else? I would rather use this energy to reach out, to help small businesses, to focus on advocacy, to focus on my family and the things that are within my control, my sphere of influence, and and let go of the things that are stressing me out or giving me anxiety. Especially, it doesn't help. At the end of the day, I want to remind everyone that the power is really up to you. What do you want to focus on? How do you improve yourself? And how are you going to take care of yourself and your family and the people you love? So those are the more important questions, I believe.
That's very good. Thank you very much, Pia, for
Thank you.
joining us in this Q&A for Spotlight.
Thank you so much.
That was Pia Wurtzbach. Thank you very much, Pia, for joining us. And thank you all for watching Spotlight.
Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.